Hey, this is Ray from loveyourrv.com, coming to you once again from our campsite on Vancouver Island. And today I thought I'd share what I do to maintain the batteries in the rig. Also, I'd like to check one of my batteries because I have a suspicion that it's worn out. Doesn't seem to hold a charge very well anymore. So a lot of times when you check a battery, the voltage gives you sort of an indication of whether it's charged, but to get a true indication of it, you can use a device that's called a hydrometer, battery hydrometer. Now, there's one right there, and that's sort of a cheaper one. There's some very expensive ones, glass ones you can get, but I got this one for about 10 bucks. It should do what I want it to do. So here's what I have to help maintain my batteries. I'm gonna, if I need to add water to the batteries over time can lose water. I'm talking lead acid batteries. Some people have different types of batteries, but mine are what they call a wet cell lead acid that need to be maintained. So you're going to want to pick yourself up some distilled water. You want to get pure distilled water because you don't want any minerals in the water you put in the batteries. It can cause them to go bad. I'm also going to need some paper towels and some gloves. It's really important to watch that you don't get the battery water splashed on you, because it is acid. That's where it comes, lead acid. That's the acid part, and it can corrode really badly if you get it in your eyes or anything like that. You'll be in trouble. You know, I advise using some type of eye protection. I wear glasses myself, and a lot of times I've been splashed with chemicals and they've saved me. And I got this turkey baster here. It makes a convenient way to suck up the distilled water and put them in the battery holes there. Usually you don't need very much water, so that way I'm not splashing it around. And then I got my hydrometer here to test it. You can see the lines on there. Anything up in the green is going to be good. Anything down in the red is going to be bad. It's got kind of a float in there, so what you do is you, with the suction ball, you suck the water up until you get up to this line here, and then this will float up and tell you whether the juice in the battery is correct or not. And it is a much more accurate way of testing the batteries than by voltage alone. And like I say, really important to watch you don't get the battery acid splashed on you. You know, it can burn your skin, but otherwise you're going to be the guy in the campground with a pair of pants like this. My wife's like, "What the heck did you do to your pants?" That was when I actually swapped out my batteries a couple months ago. I decided to change out my 6-volt batteries, and that's what my pants end up after the wash. So just a caution there. Okay, let's get to work. I got a couple of 6-volt batteries and a 12-volt battery to test in the rig. Oops, I almost forgot. I have a couple other things for my battery maintenance. I got some baking soda. I just mix it with some water. That way if I spill any of the battery acid, I can use a paper towel with some of this baking soda mixed water, and that'll neutralize the acid so it's not left on the battery. And I've got what they call dielectric grease, and I'll coat the terminals with that, and that'll keep moisture and air from getting at it and corroding the metal. So usually just give it a thin coating into that, and that'll keep it from corroding. Okay, now let's get to work. Okay, my batteries are stored in the front compartment there of my fifth wheel, and I'm mainly concerned today about this 12-volt battery that was the original battery that came when it was brand new. I've got a couple golf cart batteries in here, but they're only a few months old, so they're probably going to be pretty good. But this one I think is bit the dust. Recently I know it was fully charged up, and I had the battery selector set for this, and we tried to draw the slide in, and it really labored. Switched over to our big bank and it sucked right in, so I'm going to test this battery because I think it's time to replace it. So what I've done is I've put the charger on it and let it charge for a few days, and I had measured it and it was up, you know, around 12.8 volts, but I've let it sit overnight disconnected. You want to let it rest, and then I'm going to do the tests now on it. So first I'll do a voltage check here across the terminals, and you can see 10.6 volts, so that's basically a dead battery. So it's not holding a charge at all. So that'll be a good way to demo the hydrometer for you, because it's obviously going to show me which cell on that battery has gone bad. So let me get that. Well, first we've got to take the caps off. So on this one, you can sort of get a screwdriver under them. Just want to be gentle, because you don't want to splash the acid all over the place. And slowly pop them out. There we go. Okay, so we'll get our hydrometer in there. Get some of the get it up to that top line. There we go. So yeah, that's in the good range there. Not right up to the top, but still in the green. Take another cell here. And that one's a little lower, but still in the green. Yeah, that one's even lower, but there's still... I expect there's going to be one that's worse here. Let's try on the other side. Okay, I think we found the bad one there. Yeah, that's basically right down. Says it's water. Yeah. And that one's up. That one's up. So you can see with the hydrometer there, you can actually find out which of the cells is bad. So that one there basically is dead, so either we've got a shorted cell in there, you know, the lead plates maybe are shorted, I'm not sure, but this battery is over 4 years old now, and being full-timers, it's had a lot of charge cycles, so it's ready to toss out. I think what I'm going to do is, I've got my golf cart batteries here. I think I'm going to buy, it's a nice diesel. I'm going to buy probably 2 more golf cart batteries and build myself a bank of 4 here. Maybe even come up with a custom battery box. So yeah, so that's how you test with the hydrometer now. I'll just show you, you know, if you wanted to check the levels in there. I'll show you how you do that and fill it up just as a demo. As far as the connections go, you know, I usually make sure they're clean and tight, and then, like I say, I'll put a coating of that dielectric grease on them. And I don't really need too much. I just make sure it's all coated all the way around. That'll keep the air off of the connection. And it's actually worked out really well for me. You know, they're in a battery box, so they're vented, and in the front of the RV there's lots of ventilation. So you can see these connectors I've had for 4 years now. This one here I installed my inverter 4 years ago, and this looks as good as the day I put it in, no corrosion at all. So that also tells me that any gases from the batteries are being vented out properly too. So I'll just go through and top up any connections with the grease there, and that'll keep them all looking ship shape. These are my new interstate batteries. I had Trojans before, and I was pretty happy with them, but they eventually wore out. So I decided to give these new interstates a try. I've heard they've improved their golf cart battery. One feature I really like is this thing that you can do all three of them at once with, like that. That's really cool. See that? Makes it really easy to pop the top and seal them back up. Okay. But yeah, it looks really nice and clean in there. So yeah, this guy's gonna go. Maybe I'll pull it out so I can better demo the water filler for you. Get a really close-up look at what to do as far as topping up your water. Okay, here's the battery out of the rig. Now I'll try to show you down in the hole so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see if we can see down in there. Get a flashlight might help. There we go. There. So you can kind of see the bottom of the plastic there. You want the level of the water to come up not above that, but just below, maybe like 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch. But you want the water to be above the lead plates down in there. So now that I've determined that that one is low, then I get my handy dandy turkey baster here, and I can carefully control how much water I'm going to put in there. I can put a little at a time and check it a little more at a time, so that way you don't overfill it, because you don't want it to be too high, because when the battery gets hot that can expand in there, and then it's going to bubble up, squeeze through the cap, and it's going to run all over your battery and cause corrosion. So you want to make sure you get that level right. Just has to be above the plates, but like I say, below that that inner plastic in there. So if I do happen to splash some of the battery acid on the battery, what I'll do is I'll just get a fresh paper towel and try to sop up as much as I can of it, and then I'll dispose of that into a like plastic bag so it doesn't affect anything else. And then I'll take another paper towel and my baking soda and water solution, and that'll go on there, and it should neutralize any of that acid. Just be careful you don't get it down in the holes there. It doesn't matter too much on this battery, it's toast anyway. So yeah, I'll clean that all up with that. Just so that'll neutralize the acid. And once I'm done, I can give it a dry off with a regular towel, and I'll be ready to go. So there you go. There's some tips on maintaining your lead acid batteries and testing your lead acid batteries. I guess now I gotta get at Big Blue. He's got 2 big batteries, one on each side. They have like 1,000 cold cranking amps, big suckers. So I'll give them a good cleaning and check the levels, fill them if necessary, and she'll keep starting for me. Nice reliable old truck. Anyway, until next time, this is Ray from loveyourrv.com. If you have any comments or suggestions on maintaining the batteries, please leave a comment, let us know. If I'm doing anything wrong, let me know. I'm always glad to hear that. Cheers.